Good morning, Cypress Church family. I hope you're doing well. This is Tony. I just wanted to take a minute to check in with everybody and give you some news about things coming up. The first thing I want to say to us all is the church is still the church. We said a long time ago, it's 2 or 3 years now, that we said the mission of this church was to build bridges that create community where the life-giving story of Jesus can be told. Who would have imagined that those bridges were virtual, that those bridges were electronic, that they were social media driven? Well, that's what we're doing right now. And I'm going to tell you, it's a learning curve for all of us. I'm a social guy, and I really like to shake your hand and hug your neck and be in community with you. But we're going to have to find new and creative ways to do that. And I want to tell you that your staff is working really hard to do that. You should be incredibly proud of the work that they're doing, the hours that they're putting in, the ways they're trying to find new ways for us to connect together and be the community of faith that we've been called to be. I have heard of Sunday school classes that are planning tomorrow morning to meet over Zoom, over WebEx and Facebook. I got to confess, a lot of those I didn't even know what they were until about 3 days ago. But your teachers are working hard, your classes are working hard, and tomorrow morning is going to be a Sunday morning worship event at Cypress. We're just going to be scattered all over the community and possibly even all across the state and across the nation. Last week when we worshiped together, we had folks with us from Canada, we had folks with us from Australia. Who'd have thought our footprint would have gotten that large? So here's what I want to ask you to do. I want to ask you to join us for worship tomorrow morning. We're going to have a live event to worship at 10 o'clock. You can connect with that live event on Facebook. You can connect with that event on YouTube. You should be able to connect with that event on our website as well. And on some of those, you should be able to throw it up onto the big screen of your TV so you don't have to look at me at a 3x5 picture of those of us leading worship. We're going to send an email out a little later on this morning that tells you all the different ways you connect and the things that you need to know to do that. If it's a little beyond you, let me just ask you to call your grandchild, call one of us on the staff. We'll help you get connected. We would love to worship together. In our worship tomorrow morning, we're going to ask you to check in. In the comments below, just say, hey, the McCollums are worshiping together and all 4 of us are here, or however that works. You're not all the McCollums, but you know what I mean. Check in and let us know that you were there. We're also going to have an opportunity for us to share our prayer requests so that we can be praying for one another. We'll lift some of those out in the worship itself, but the whole feed will be there so that people can be praying for it throughout the week. Here's the thing I want to ask us to do. When the world says we've got a social distance, that's a term that is really contrary to the teachings of the Christian faith. And yet it's a necessary term for us to learn in this time. So as we get farther away from one another socially, let's get closer to one another through our social media and electronic means of connecting with one another. Tomorrow morning's message is going to challenge us to be the church like we've never been before. The title of the message is, Do You Know What I Can Do? And you know what, church? I know what you can do. You can love your neighbor. You can reach out to friends that are in need, family members that are in need. If there's a need that's greater than you can meet, you can share that with us at the church so we can figure out how to best meet that need. The big thing I want us to do in the days and weeks ahead is stay connected to one another. We need that now more than ever. So a little later on this morning, you're going to get or probably this afternoon, you're going to get an email about all the ways that you can connect. It'll also be posted on Facebook. Go ahead and start making sure you can make those connections. If you have questions, give us a call so we can figure out how to help you out. And let's come together tomorrow morning for a great morning of worship. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being the church. Thank you for being my friend. Let us not neglect the coming together as the body of Christ so we can share our love with our God and share our love with one another. You guys have a great day. We'll see you in the morning. Bye.